So Gabe Daniel here, joined by Caleb Duso, the team captain. Last night was a big 4-3 win. What do you guys have to do to keep that momentum rolling into today?
We need to start fast. We need to get the first one on the board, move the puck well, play good in the D zone, and just hit them hard early.
And I know with it being homecoming back home for the football team, it's obviously going to be tough in regards to the lineup. What kind of adjustments is the team going to have to do with a shorter bench today?
This isn't the first time we battled through adversity. We're a tough team. We've done this before, and we'll just keep doing what we do.
And then what are your 3 keys to the game?
Strong in the D zone, pucks out high off the glass, and get the puck deep and go to work.
Awesome. Thank you, Caleb.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So joined here by head coach Andy McConnell. Andy, it was a big win last night, 4-3 in overtime. What worked and what needs to carry over into this afternoon's matchup?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think those kind of games are why we play, and especially for a group like we got right now, just the confidence all the way through. You can feel a lot from the bench, and there was just never a doubt that we were going to lose. It was just a matter of time. And then sure enough, we got a penalty late, they got a penalty late. We took advantage on the power play, and this team's pretty resilient, man, and we knew you could just feel it going into overtime. It's just a matter of time. So I'm really proud of them. What worked is just no quit. It's a confidence factor. I think we know we're good. We know we can win. It's just starting with that mentality and not having to wait and see it all the way through. It takes 60 minutes to do it. But hey, a win's a win, and it was great. I'm really proud of them.
And with the resilience, how important is that going to be today, especially with the homecoming playing a factor, leads to a shorter lineup? How important is that resilience going to be, and what adjustments is the team going to have to make?
Huge, yeah, huge. I mean, again, we're a good hockey team, and it takes all of us. It's not just 1, 2, 3 lines. It's 4 lines and deep, and we are shorter guys. So because of homecoming and other social conflicts and what have you, which we've always dealt with, the thing is just, again, knowing that we're a good hockey team and that it takes all of us, and to start with right off the hop, doing the little things right that we know how to do. One of the things that continue to be a positive variable for us is staying out of the box. We did a really good job. So same thing, stay out of the box, get the pucks in deep. Turnovers on the blue lines, can't have them, and more shots. And we all know what we need to do. We just need to execute it right off the beginning. Yeah.
And then what are your 3 keys to end the weekend on a high note?
Pucks in deep, pucks on net, and stay out of the box, and that'll give us a good game today.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's up front, they score! Good afternoon and welcome from inside Independence Community Ice. I'm Gabe Daniel, joined alongside Jaden Ginsweider, where it's Kansas and Creighton back in action after last night's overtime matchup. Kansas took that one 4-3 thanks to number 7, Brett Siddons. And speaking of 7, that would be a great thing for Kansas if they can extend their win streak to 7 games.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, though. Missing a lot of players today, so it's going to be very different for KU figuring out the lineups here. But I expect a great game.
Absolutely, and the starters as of right now, it'll be Riley Vitullo centering Lance Medina and John Feeney. Feeney, one of those players that's really started to break out compared to last season, and has really started to find his groove. And then a guy like Riley Vitullo transfers in from Westchester University and has just been able to help. He's able to move the puck very well and just play with anyone, as he's normally been with Tyler Nelson and Caleb Duso. But for Creighton, they look to bounce back after 2 straight losses to the Jayhawks, as they have not played anybody since our last meeting, which was in Omaha. So as they look to break that here And then warm-up starting to wrap up as well. As we get the starters for Creighton real quick. It's looking like Charles Calderon will be in net once more. Colin Brown and Bishop Schugel will be starting at defense. Zach Kubicek, Chuck Altier, and Joe Middleton up front. Again, for the Jayhawks, it'll be, at this moment, Vitullo centering Feeney and Medina. Back at the blue line, it'll be Dusso and Roberts. So, again, the short lineup sending Caleb Dusso back at the blue line. That's where he started originally for Kansas. And then in goal, it'll be Mitch Miles. Because if it's not broke, don't fix it. Why take him out when he's been doing so well?
Yeah, Mitch Miles really a key for this team. Just such a high level of goalie play that, and it's easy to rally behind. And so when you have a guy like that in the net, it's really going to help the rest of the team. And on a day like this, you're going to need that energy.
So it looks like the lineup has changed. Number 7, Brett Siddons, will be centering Medina and Feeney. And that's the line that they rolled with last night that had a lot of success. It was Brett Siddons late in the game, within the last 30 seconds or so, just drove into the zone with the puck on his backhand, able to get it past Calderon, and that sent us into overtime. And then with 2 minutes left even on the clock, Siddons had a wraparound shot, gave the Jayhawks the winner there as he looks to continue that success. So again, it'll be Siddons at center instead of Vitullo. Medina and Feeney at the wing, and then back at the blue line, it will be Dusso, the team captain, with number 22, Zach Roberts. Again, Zach Roberts, a big guy, about 6'5", 220 from Orleans, Massachusetts, has really stepped up his playing. As the puck is dropped, we are underway, and the faceoff is won by Dusso, but it's going to be quickly poked away by Altier. Altier at the hash marks, he'll drive it in, up over to Brown. Brown getting it right back over to Altier. The pass across over to Pino. Pino tried a shot and a save made by Miles early on. Just about 18 seconds in. So 19:42 left to go, period number 1. The faceoff taking place to the right of Mitch Miles. Creighton a faceoff win. They're going to drop it back to Altier. A shot off the post, and they score. So early in, just about 23 seconds into this one, it's the Blue Jays getting on the board.
Yeah, to me, that's just Creighton trying to set the tone. They took the loss last night. They want to send the message to the Jayhawks that they aren't going to go out on their back. They're going to come in, they're going to be aggressive, and they're going to try to win this one.
So to change things up, it'll be Zach Zadakis back at defense with Travis Breyer. Those two played high school hockey together for Providence Catholic out in the Chicago area. As Zadakis racing after the puck. He has it in the corner, trying to use the boards to send it up and out. But the Blue Jays force it right back in as it's going to be picked up there by Middleton. The puck finds its way over to Friedhoff. He gets it back over to Breyer. Now Breyer to Zadakis. The head man up over to Vitullo. Lost control, but Zadakis right back on it. Kubicek took it away as he has it under the goal line, dropping it back over to Middleton. The Jayhawks intercept the puck there as they try to find it up to Gerber, who is just right at the blue line, ready for the exit. As it's dumped into the zone, Brown's backhand pass finds its way up to Kubicek. Kubicek dumps it in, and it'll be picked up by Friedhoff now at the hash marks as he was able to use the glass to get it out of the zone. Fantoni, the workhorse there for the Jayhawks, moving in. Shot kicked away there by Calderon, and then Brown will backhand the rebound up over to Watcher. He gets it up over to Hogan. Hogan saucer pass intended for Hingsberger, but the Jayhawks dump it back in. This will be Brown now wrapping it around a Watcher. Watcher getting it over to Pino, and Pino will skate it out of the zone. A forced pass over to Hogan, ends up going to Walsh off the boards. He tries to find it to Fantoni. Fantoni lost control, and Watcher will walk it back in. From the slot shot, missing the net there. It'll ride the boards around out of the zone as Carney trying to get it out. And Hogan with it now. Hogan, a backhand shot on net. As it's now back behind Miles. Play along the boards, ends up going to Barker, who couldn't get it out of the zone as it's held in there by number 23. The headman pass dumped into the zone. Calderon will play it up over to Anderson, and Anderson has it now. from behind his own net. Turned over in front of Miles. It'll be picked up by Van Heerden. Van Heerden spins around off a hit. He's going to try to walk it up and out of the zone, and Walsh will have to help him out there with poking it away. The Blue Jays have control now as they get it over to Anderson, across over to Faig. As that's wrapped around Anderson again. Sends it to the far corner. Van Heerden on it. As the Jayhawks really trying to get it out of the zone, not having much success there. As Siddon's able to poke it away. Now Siddon's up on the left side, tries to make a move around one man, lost control of the puck, and Schwab takes it now. Schwab up on the right side, has it poked away by Siddons. Siddons got it out of the zone. That forces Creighton to regroup, and it's going to be Cook taking it. Medina now into the zone on his backhand, switches to the forehand before trying to get a pass in the slot. And the Jayhawks break it up, but Creighton got it out of the zone, so it's going to be Duso back on it. Duso tried to get it up over to Gerber, but it's going to be skated into the zone by Cook, who tried to get it across over to Kubicek. Kubicek lost control, and Roberts now pressured off the puck in the corner. Altier now. Lost control, Gerber able to force it out of the zone. That makes Creighton have to regroup and get back on side. Anderson unable to get the bank pass complete over to Middleton. As the Jayhawks able to pinch it out of the zone. Racing after it was Vitullo. The Blue Jays get there first and play it off the glass. Vitullo backhands it into the zone. Calderon playing it for Anderson, who wraps it around to Kubicek. Kubicek able to get it over to Altier, who lost control. Vitullo able to wrap it around the boards, trying to find Gerber, but it'll go far enough to Friedhoff. Duso, a wrister from the point, kicked away by Calderon. Now it goes to the corner. Friedhoff able to pass it over to Vitullo, who is on the doorstep. His shot couldn't go through, and Altier will fly down the ice on the right side. His shot looked like it hit the glove of Miles, and a stoppage here with 15:28 to go in period number 1.
Yeah, since that opening goal, Kansas has really stepped up and have played, right with Creighton. They just got to try to get it out of their zone and get some more shots on.
So a shot from the point, hit a man up front, and it'll be Kubicek spinning around, trying to get a little rebound shot there, but Carney's able to chip it out of the zone. And it looks like it'll go far enough for an icing. So that stoppage will come with 15:15 remaining in the first period. Shots are 3-0 in favor of Creighton. As the face-off, one over to Schugel, who will wrap it around the boards. So Carney trying to fight it out of the zone. As it's held in by Kubicek. Kubicek to Altier on the doorstep. The backhand shot, and they score again. So an early start to this one for the Blue Jays, as it is now 2-0. So the face-off won again by Creighton. Back over to Pino, who got it up over to Lotcher. Walsh intercepted and got it to Siddons. Siddons on the right side. He'll try to drop it back as it goes out of the zone. Walsh poked it back in, and the Jayhawks have to get back on side. Lotcher with it, dragging around a shot going over the net there, as it'll be Medina trying to get it out. Hingsberger on the right side. Stick lifted there by Siddons, and a pass on the back door. Miles will cover it up, and it's going to be a Creighton power play. So number 7, Brett Siddons will head off for 2. And that face-off quickly won by the Jayhawks, and they dump it all the way out. Lance Medina signaling for Feeney to head into the Blue Jay zone and provide some pressure. As it's going to be Pino leading the breakout there. As he got it over to Hingsberger. Hingsberger will try to drop it back, and the Blue Jays have to get back on side as it'll be Middleton. Middleton swoops over to the right, drops it back. Over to Hingsberger. Hingsberger tries to toe drag around, but he's pressured there by Medina. That forces a pass over to Middleton. Middleton to Kubicek now. His shot, and he scores. It is now 3-0.
Yeah, Creighton just, cutting up the Kansas defense. They're getting, all the looks that they want, and Kansas can't really do much about it. It's already 3-0 in this first period.
So 13:47 left to go. 3-0 the score as it's quickly dumped in. Duso on it. Up to Friedhoff. Friedhoff banks it out. Up over to Vitullo. Vitullo on the right side. Hit off the puck. He's able to still have control somehow. And the Blue Jays take it away. On the right side, it's going to be Schwab with it. Schwab, cross-sized pass. Goes a little too far as it's thrown to the corner. Now Gerber on it. Gerber on the right side. Headman pass up over to Friedhoff as it goes into the zone. Anderson not sure what to do, so he's going to be pushed off the puck by Vitullo as Duso cranked one in. Unable to get on net there as Roberts will backhand it under the goal line. This will be Anderson. Sends it over to Cook. Cook to Schwab. That is Fantoni with it now. Fantoni walks it in. With it shooting, he scores! And that's the answer Kansas needs as it's Fantoni, the assistant captain, getting the Jayhawks on the board.
That could absolutely be a momentum shift here with Fantoni. Just an excellent play, moving through that defense and finding exactly what he wanted, getting the goal.
And you can see the sophomore forward from Wayland, Massachusetts, just fired up. So 12:44 left to go. The Jayhawks starting to climb their way back into this one. As Schugel dumped it in, back behind the goal line, it's going to be Zadakis. Zadakis up over to Carney. Carney got it out of the zone, dumped it all the way back. And an icing on the Jayhawks. Carney scored a goal in last night's matchup off a beautiful pass by Griffin Barker. So it's Hingsberger with it. Lost control, so Zadakis will take it away. As Zadakis with speed got it up over to Barker. Barker tried to get it up to Carney, and the Blue Jays get it back as it's Hogan on the left side. Dipsy Doodles around one man. He's going to be poked away by Zadakis. Hogan got it back, tried a wrap around shot, and it'll be Miles hanging on for a whistle. And just a little score update for those choosing to hang out with us instead of watching some college football. Kansas leads Oklahoma right now 26-21 with about 3 minutes left in that third quarter. As we gear our focus back over to Independence Community Ice, it's a face-off win by the Blue Jays. Schugel shot it right in, unable to get on net, so it's Lautcher who tried to cross-ice pass, but it trickles out of the zone. So Abbott's going to be back on it. Abbott pressured there in the corner as it forces a pass to Schugel. The puck almost bounces right into the Creighton bench, but it comes right back down before that. As Siddons shot it right in, Abbott sending it out as it's going to be picked up there by Hingsberger. And a stoppage here. So a hand pass called with 11:37 left to go. Face-off will be right outside the Creighton zone. Rather, the one wearing the orange bands will tell him to put it to the right of Calderon. So it'll be inside the Creighton zone. Siddons to take the draw. And he wins it over to Medina. Medina unable to get two hands on the stick in time, and it's going to be skated out by Kubicek on the left side. He tries a shot from an odd angle. It'll wrap around the boards, and Medina will get it up over to Feeney. Feeney, stick lifted there as it'll be Pino with it. Pino's going to walk right in. Tries to toe drag around Van Heerden. He was able to break that play up, and it's going to be back over to Brown. Shot it tipped up front there by Pino, and a save made by Miles with 11:14 left to go. So Kansas definitely needing to show a little bit more urgency. However, they do have a little more life after that Fantoni goal. As this could be skated up by Vitullo. Vitullo will dump it right in. And an icing call.
Yeah, a big difference in this game has been that, it's felt like Creighton has won almost every faceoff. And then on top of that, they're controlling the middle zone. So every time something goes in the middle, it seems like Creighton ends up with it and taking it to the goal.
As it's cranked around over to Friedhoff, who got it up to Gerber. Gerber backhands it into the corner. Racing after it is Pino and Vitullo. Pino got there first, and it's going to be passed over to Altier, who tries to get it to Kubicek. Roberts broke that play up, and he's going to try to use his body there to keep possession for Kansas. Now Vitullo really starting to go to work there, and the Blue Jays take it back. Kubicek over to Altier. Altier lost control there, and Roberts able to saucer that one out off the boards, and it'll be Pino with it. Gets it to Brown. Fantoni getting the puck away there in the corner with it. As it's sent over to Carney. Carney trying to use the boards to get it out of the zone there. Kansas really needing to get it out. Carney again. Up to Fantoni. Opened the scoring for Kansas. Pressured off the puck there as Schwab took it away. Schwab to Cook. Shot blocked up front. And racing after it there is going to be Breyer. So Breyer getting it out of the zone. Off the boards. Pass goes a little too far for Fantoni to catch it. As it'll be Zadekas sending it the other way. Off the boards, he dumps it in. Calderon try to come out and settle it. Instead, it'll go to Fag. Fag trying to get it out. Right to the tape of Siddons, who saucered it in. As it goes to Anderson. Anderson now making moves around. Turned over to Siddons, and a penalty called on Kansas. So Paul Carney will head to the box. And the Blue Jays back on the power play. So right off the faceoff, Kansas able to clear it, but it's going to be Feeney picking it up now. Feeney walking in, try to toe drag around Pino, but he's poked off the puck. And Pino will skate it up now for Creighton. On the left side. He stops at the hash marks, tries to get a pass over to Altier. Altier's shot blocked up front and deflected into the corner. Now Pino from the deep slot. Stick handles around. He'll get a pass over to Middleton. Middleton trying to find it in the slot. And he'll be back behind the net now. Ill-advised play. Trickles out of the zone, and Altier has to regroup. As it's a pass over to Middleton. Racing after, providing some pressure on the Middleton was Gerber. Siddons interrupted that pass a little bit as it bounced over the stick, but Pino picks it up. As Siddons gets it right back. Siddons swings to the left side. He'll just choose to dump it in. It'll ride the boards around over to Middleton, and he'll pass it back over to Pino. Pino from behind his own net. Kubicek drops it back over to Middleton at the blue line, poked out of the zone by Vitullo, as he's going to have possession now. Vitullo chooses to dump it in. Jack Gerber on it, as Pino will pick it up for the Blue Jays. Pino lost control as it was poked off by Vitullo, as it's now Cook for the Blue Jays. His shot unable to get on net. Cross ice over to Hingsberger. Hingsberger pressure to the corner. And a one-time opportunity for Altier, just goes right over his stick. About 3 seconds left to go on the Kansas penalty, and a successful penalty kill here. So a shot by Cook. It looked like it might have been blocked up front. Kansas able to get it out of the zone. Altier back on it. As it's going to be Medina now for the Jayhawks. Medina gets it up over to Siddons. Siddons across to Feeney. Feeney waits, tipped up front. No, almost on net there. But Siddons unable to tip it in. A one-time shot by Feeney. He scores!
Wow, what a just perfectly placed shot there on the one time. And now all of a sudden it's a one-goal game.
So 6:56 left to go, and Kansas is back within one, as it was a great pass on the doorstep to number 4, John Feeney, as he's really been making his mark this season. So the face-off won by Kansas. Racing back after it is team captain Caleb Dusso. As it's Roberts off the boards, getting it up over to Siddons, across back to Roberts. He dumps it into the corner, and Kansas will go to work. Schugel picks it up for the Blue Jays, but he's going to be quickly met there and forced to pass it over to Abbott. Over to Kubicek, who got it out of the zone, dumped it down far enough, and Feeney will pick it up, getting a pass over to Dusso. As that pass intercepted by Kubicek. Kubicek walking it in, tries a shot, and then they score. So before it got out of hand for the Blue Jays, Zach Kubicek makes it 4-2, regaining that 2-goal lead.
Yeah, way to answer there by the Blue Jays. Just, not getting their heads down, showing Kansas they're still in this. They're not going to let themselves fall behind, and extending that lead out back to 2.
So Friedhoff dumps it into the zone right off the faceoff. It'll be picked up behind the net by Vitullo. Vitullo getting shaken up there by Abbott, and Altier will come in and steal the puck. As it's passed over to Kubicek, the headman pass off the boards up over to Middleton, taken away by Breyer. Now Breyer with it. As he tried to drop it back to Zadakis, an ill-advised turnover, and it is now 5-2.
Yeah, I mean, just well played by the Blue Jays. There's really not much else to say.
So 5-2 our score with 5:50 left to go in period number 1. As Gerber lost control, as he only had one hand on the stick there. Vitullo skating it in. Vitullo still dragging around with it as he's now under the goal line. Pressured off the puck, holding the line there was Zadakis. Zadakis backhands it into the corner. A nice battle there by Friedhoff. Ensured the puck going to Gerber. A one-time shot by Breyer, just missing the net there. Zadakis on the turnaround. Friedhoff on the doorstep, unable to tip it in, but the Jayhawks regain possession. As Friedhoff trying to spin around, getting a pass going. It's trickled out of the zone, and Breyer's going to race after it. He's going to lay a big hit there on Launcher. Now the headman pass off the boards up over to Friedhoff. Friedhoff's going to walk in with it. And a late offsides call with 5:04 left to go.
Yeah, on that last scoring opportunity, what you saw really was just a couple of bad bounces for Kansas, not able to capitalize on on a good position.
So Watcher lost control. Carney able to poke the puck back into the zone. Is this going to force Anderson back behind the net? Anderson passing it back up over to Watcher. Watcher on the right side. Trying to get a pass over to Hingsberger. Plays broken up. It'll be skated up by Fantoni as Fantoni threw it to the corner. Calderon will come out to play it. Calderon up over to Watcher. Spinning around, lost control. Barker had a piece of it. Couldn't quite get full control. As it's poked back in by Carney. Forced back out. And dumped in by the Blue Jays. Picked up by Van Heerden. Van Heerden gets it up over to Carney. Dumped in onto the stick of Calderon and left for Anderson. Anderson wrapping it around. As it's going to be Siddons poking it back into the zone. It's going to be Duso with it. The Jayhawks really struggling to get it out of the zone again as this going to be Siddons skating it up. Across over to Feeney. Feeney dumps it in around the boards. Calderon will stop and leave it back behind the net. As this going to be played over to Cook. Cook trying to pass it out to Schwab. And he's going to connect there. Now Schwab skating it in. Tries a shot on net, kicked aside by Miles and held on to for a whistle. So 3:31 left to go. Our score is still 5-2 in favor of Creighton as they lead the shot column 11-4. As it's over to Feeney. A backhand pass over to Siddons as Siddons is going to just skate it in. Pressured off the puck by Brown as it's over to Kubicek. Kubicek's going to loft it up, and it's going to be a foot race for the puck. Altier on it as he goes with a backhand and forehand shot. No good there as Miles able to turn it aside. Feeney took it away as he tried to backhand it. As it's dumped back in by the Blue Jays. A shot on net. Miles made the save, and the puck's wrapped around and held in by Brown. Thrown back into the corner. Picked up by Feeney. He's just going to chop it out of the zone. Picked up by Siddons. Siddons against Brown. Able to make a move around one man shooting, and it just wraps around.
Yeah, that's one he's going to want back.
Picked up by Medina now. Medina at the face-off dot. Try to backhand shot. It'll be touched by Altier, and a high sticking penalty on Creighton. As it's number 15, Zach Kubicek, the guilty party, and that Kansas power play will head out.
It's going to be a big opportunity for Kansas. Down 3 goals. You have to capitalize on the power play. Try to cut into that lead.
So a face-off win over to Siddons, quickly sent to Roberts, and he'll go to work from the deep slot. Back to Siddons. Siddons waiting patiently. He'll draw up towards the point before getting a pass to Medina in the corner. Now Medina to Siddons. He'll walk it, he'll shoot it. It's going to be tipped up front, and it'll head over to Feeney. Now Feeney getting knocked down in the corner as the Blue Jays able to chip it out of the zone. Back on it's going to be Duso. About 30 seconds taken off of the power play already as it's a headman pass up over to Medina. Medina had a goal last night as he's going to walk it and he'll drop it back to Duso. Duso shoots through traffic on the rebound, and Medina trying to poke something loose from Calderon, but he'll stand tall and make the save there with 1:50 left to go. 1:14 left on the Kansas power play. They've had a couple of good chances already. And they'll keep their power play 1 unit out. So off the face-off, it's going to be sent over to Medina, who got it to Feeney. Now Feeney will give a backhand pass over to Duso. Duso tries to get it cross-size to Roberts, and the Jayhawks have to get back on side as it'll be Siddons with it. Siddons, cross to Feeney. Feeney's going to walk it in. He's going to try to get a pass over to Siddons, but it'll end up going around the boards to Duso, who got it to Roberts. Back to Duso. In the deep slot, he has it. He tries a shot. It's blocked up front there by Middleton. And a nice poke check by Siddons interrupts the Blue Jays from getting it out of the zone. As they clear it, not far enough though, as it's going to be Roberts getting it to Feeney. Feeney, a nice backhand pass over to Siddons. Siddons tries to throw it to the corner. It's going to be cranked out by Middleton, but caught there by Feeney. And another stoppage here with 51.6 to go. 15 seconds left on the Kansas power play. They'll go ahead and send out their second unit. Now Gerber with it off the face-off, hands on the shot, still dragging around, lost control. It's going to be skated out by Abbott. He'll dump it down, and that'll do it for the Kansas power play. So a couple of opportunities, some good control, as it's going to be sent around to Zadakis. The Blue Jays full strength. As Zadakis dumped it into the corner, he's going to race after the puck. As he picks it up, he's going to skate it around. He's going to beat Anderson to it. But Anderson's going to get it back as it's sent up to Hogan, and Hogan's going to have it on the left side. He tries to cut towards center. Kansas broke that one up as it was Vitullo getting involved there. Hogan's wraparound shot will wrap over to Hingsberger. He dumps it in from the blue line, back behind the net. Pass to the slot, and it's going to be Zadakis on it again. Off the glass up to Gerber. And that'll do it for period number one. Creighton will skate off with a 5-2 lead. We'll be back in just a little bit for a little intermission interview and then the second period. Gabe Daniel here, joined by Michael Fantoni. Opened up the game with scoring for the Jayhawks. How did it feel opening up the game for the team?
It felt good to get the boys buzzing. The last time I had one, I think it was first or second game. It's good to get an actual goal this time instead of a little redirect tip, so it felt good.
And then, obviously, not the most ideal start to the first period, but once you scored, it sort of turned things around. How did that feel?
It felt good to turn the momentum a little bit, shift it. I tried to get the boys going a little bit with that one, and we started to buzz after that a little bit, and that led to the second goal. But unfortunately, just after that, we had some mental lapses and lost the puck, and they took advantage of that, so that's unfortunate, but we just got to be better.
And then what needs to be done differently heading into the second period?
We just got to be better in the D zone, stop losing the puck, silly mistakes. We're trying to do too much in the D zone and really everywhere on the ice, and we just got to simplify our game, get pucks deep, get pucks out of the zone. And if we do that, this game becomes pretty easy, and we can win this game easily. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're ready to go?
Yep, back in action for period number 2. It's the Creighton Bluejays heading back out onto the ice with a 5-2 lead as the puck is dropped and the faceoff is won back over to the Bluejays. As it's Feeney who took it away, shot it right in. Medina racing after it, trying to get control back. Is this going to be Siddons trying to get it over to Roberts, but it's going to bounce off his stick, and it's going to be Altier moving in, try to shot from the short side, ring the bell of Miles, but Middleton has it spinning around, lost control in the corner, and Siddons is able to get the puck over to do so. As it's over to number 12, Pino, across to number 18. Middleton, his shot will go over the net, hitting the glass there. And it's going to be wrapped around over to Altier. Altier on the right side. He's going to carry it down on the corner. Poked off the puck there, and it's going to be wrapped over to Feeney. Feeney to Kubicek. Lost it to Altier. Altier, a little collision there, and it's going to be Pino walking it back in. His shot kicked away there by Miles. And it's going to be over to Medina, who's able to backhand it out of the zone. It's going to bounce all the way down, and no icing as it will not reach the goal line. As the Blue Jays have it off the boards, intended for Pino. Nice breakup there by Zadakis. Siddons lost control, right over to Lotcher. Lotcher turned it over, but it's going to go right back to Pino. Siddons to Zadakis, now over to Gerber. dropping it back to Duso. Duso across. It's going to be turned over to Pino. As Gerber has it now in the corner. So he tries to send it back the other way. Jack Gerber on the puck, unable to get it back to Friedhoff, and now Pino from his knees tries to make a play. Friedhoff took it away, trying to center it over to Gerber, and it's just going to trickle out of the zone. Rather, it'll be held in there by Breyer and Zadakis. Around the boards to Zadakis. Now he tries to wrist one in through traffic, tipped up front. It's loose, and it's going to be covered up by Calderon. It's going to be over to Schugel, trying to get it out. He's going to be pinned against the boards by Friedhoff, trying to center it up. Oh, they're there. And it's going to be a delayed penalty on Creighton. As Vitullo to Zadakis, try to shoot one through traffic, tipped up front. Now Breyer on it in the corner, and the Blue Jays will touch it, and a whistle with 17:27 left to go. So back over to Duso to start off the Kansas power play. This is going to be sent over to Siddons. Could really use a spark from him here as his shot goes high over the net. On the rebound, it was Feeney. As it hit the glass, Duso cranked it back into Feeney, and he's going to try to walk it up. As he's pressured into the corner by Anderson. It's going to go up to Medina. Medina trying to drop it on the back door. And Siddons goes down in pain. It looked like he went down in pain, but he's going to gather himself, and he'll finish out this shift. Kubicek walking it in, tries a shot right to the glove of Miles. And a whistle here with 16:46 left to go. So Medina's face-off win over to Roberts. We'll get a pass over to Duso. Duso, he's going to walk it up. And a backhand pass over to Siddons. Siddons, a toe drag move. He's going to go behind the net, and he'll wrap it around the boards. And unable to hold the line was Roberts. Now Roberts on it. Cross to Siddons. Siddons. He's going to try to carry it under the goal line. He'll wrap around. Dragging around now from the point. He gets it over to Feeney in the corner, trying to get it to Medina under the goal line. Back to Feeney. Now Feeney to Duso. Duso. Try to pass it back, and it's a headman pass up to Altier. Altier had it broken up a little bit by Duso. This is now in the corner. Siddons takes it away. Siddons walks it in through the slot, poked off the puck by Kubicek, and Kubicek will have it behind his own net, and he'll get a headman pass up to Middleton. Middleton swatted away by Walsh. Duso goes in to help him out. So a successful penalty kill there by the Blue Jays as Siddons is going to walk it in on the right side. He cuts to the backhand, a shot on net, and a save by Calderon as we get a stoppage here with 15:12 left to go.
Yeah, one key to this game so far is no one's had a successful power play yet. The penalty kill is held off every time. And so that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out moving forward.
So right off the faceoff, shot turned aside there as it was Gerber. The Blue Jays try to get it out of the zone as it's right back to Walsh, who will dump it in from the neutral zone. As Pino getting pressured there by Vitullo. That forced a pass over to Schwab. Schwab dropped it back. Fanning on the shot was Reeser. Now Friedhoff battling for it. Finds its way to Walsh. He's going to throw it in on net. Turned aside by Calderon. Left back behind the net, and it's a headman pass there. Connects with Schwab. Schwab lost footing there at the neutral zone. Siddon's able to force it into the zone. Siddon's with it, trying to advance it to Gerber, but it's going to be taken by the Blue Jays as they'll wrap it around. Off the board, Siddon's got it right back before Creighton sent it the other way. Racing after it was Van Heerden, trying to use the boards there. But it's going to be walked in by Pino. Pino, a shot and turned aside by Miles as it's thrown to the corner. It'll be Siddon's there, able to reverse a hit on Reeser as Gerber shipped it under the zone. Was able to get a pass over to Siddons. Siddons gets knocked down. And the Kansas bench wanting a penalty there. As it's over to Hogan. Hogan for the Blue Jays has it. He'll send it over to Lotcher. Lotcher had it stripped away by Zadakis as Gerber dropped it back. Zadakis dumped it in, and the Jayhawks are back on side. So a nice job there by Zadakis holding it in on the blue line, and Feeney trying to poke home a rebound. But it's going to be covered up by Calderon for a whistle. So Kansas starting to wake up a little bit.
Yeah, they're doing a much better job of keeping the puck in Creighton's third of the ice, trying to get opportunities on. And if they keep shooting like they are, I think eventually a few more are going to find the net.
So a Blue Jay face-off win. The puck over to Barker, who's battling along the boards. Rather, that's Brace. To Zadakis. Wrister from the point. Sent wide. Almost tipped in there by Carney, who would have had his second goal of the weekend there. As it's Lotcher over to Hogan. Hogan on the left side. Poked off by Breyer. Carney racing after it. He's able to get it away. Over to Tony. Fantoni again. Lofts it up and out. Racing after, it's going to be Abbott. He's getting chased by Connor Brace. As it's wrapped around, held in by Kansas. Carney with it again. Threw it on net. And Zadakis able to hold it in. As he gets knocked down, penalty called, and Zadakis down in pain.
Yeah, it looks like he started to get up and then went back down to a knee. So they're just going to help him slide off the ice here. He's up on his feet now, making his way to the bench.
So it'll be Kyle Hogan heading off. And the Kansas power play back out there. 12:26 left to go.
See if they can capitalize this time.
Dusso holding the line as Altier try to poke it out. Feeney over to Medina in the corner. As Feeney back to Medina. As Medina send it over to Roberts. Now Roberts, he'll stop, he'll wait. He'll pass it over to Siddons. Now Siddons will shoot it. It's blocked up front, and it goes right over to Dusso. Dusso will try to wrist her now. Holding the line, or rather it's poked out. As it's picked up by Dusso. Dusso over to Medina. Lance Medina with it now as he stops at the goal line. He'll send it over to Siddons at the hash marks. Siddons waits patiently before drawing it back into the deep slot. He tries a shot. It was blocked up front. Now Roberts on it in the corner to Medina back behind the net. And it's going to be stripped away by the Blue Jays. As it's over to Middleton. A shorthanded opportunity. Backhand shot, and he scores. As it is now 6-2 Creighton. Shorthanded goal.
Yeah, I mean, what a play there on the penalty kill, able to poke it out, get around the Kansas defense, and take it right into Miles.
So this face-off quickly won by the Blue Jays as it's Schwab skating it in. Gerber off the boards trying to get it out of the zone as it's Kubicek with it now. Jayhawks unable to get it out as it was Schwab. A nice shot blocked there by Breyer. Now into the corner for Vitullo. Kubicek with it. Button hooks around back behind the net. It's going to be taken by Vitullo. Now Vitullo gets it over to Breyer. Now Kubicek tries a backhand shot there. And it was Gerber able to get it away. Friedhoff gets it out of the zone. Unable to connect on a pass over to Friedhoff there. And it's going to be Vitullo again. Makes a move around one man. Vitullo still with it. He'll drop it back over to Walsh. Walsh tries a shot over to Gerber. And Gerber will have it under the goal line. Try to get it to the slot. And it's going to be sent out. Breyer for Kansas, off the boards, unable to connect to Gerber. It's going to be Pino with it. Pino walks it. Stick lifted there by both Siddons and Friedhoff. And so he'll try to curl around the net. And it's going to be sent over to Brown as it's dumped in. Walsh around to Friedhoff. The Blue Jays dump it back in. Walsh off the glass. Had enough leverage there. Got it out of the zone before the Blue Jays get it back in. Siddons took it away. Still try to chip it into the zone. Right to the tape of Launcher, but Siddons will get it back. As the Blue Jays dump it out over to Hogan. And an offsides call here with 9:23 left to go. So face-off won back over to Anderson as they dumped it in. It goes right to the Creighton bench and a stoppage with 9:16 left to go. So this face-off sent back to do so. Quickly over to Roberts. Roberts up over to Feeney on the right side. His shot turned aside there by Calderon. Medina wrapping around with a quick shot as it's back behind the net to Hingsberger. So he connected with Launcher. The headman pass broken up there by Duso. Now Siddons trying to shake things up as it's Anderson. Wrapped around, picked up by Feeney now. So button hook at the hash marks. Throwing it back behind the net over to Medina in the far corner. As Medina gets taken down. Looks like he might have wanted a call there, but it's going to be walked in by Hingsberger. Up on the right side, poked off by Duso. And Duso able to use the boards, trying to find it to Medina, and this should be Hogan now. getting hit by Roberts. A shot up front there and a save made by Miles with 8:14 left to go. Is this going to be Cook? A wraparound shot kicked away by Miles, and Cook will pick it up in the corner. He's going to get knocked down by Fantoni. A shot through traffic blocked away there, and it's cooking again. Cook has it poked away by Fantoni. Barker lost his footing there. Nice stick lift to at least slow the play down a little bit. Cook gets stick lifted again off the puck. Is this going to be Carney trying to get it out? Physicality starting to ramp up here. This is going to be a battle along the boards. The Blue Jays with it, a cross-ice pass, and a one-time shot by Abbott goes up over the net, and the Jayhawks able to get it away. And they're going to get called for a hand pass. So that stoppage coming with 7:31 left to go. 6-2 the score in favor of Creighton. So another shot sent wide, picked up by Reeser. A nice stick lift by Barker, broke that up. Fantoni on it now. He's going to try to get it back over to Walsh. Walsh back behind the net. His backhand pass, a one-time shot up front, turned aside by Miles. Puck now ends up over to Schwab. Schwab will pick it up at the hash mark, so he'll bank it over to Abbott, and it's going to be dumped all the way down. And it's going to be a foot race for the puck. Kansas will instead get a change going. Schwab lost his footing, back behind the net. Carney picks it up on the doorstep. Vitullo couldn't tip it home. As it's Kubicek. Still with it. Kubicek shoots and he scores.
Wow, what distance on that shot. But, you know, it feels like Creighton, no matter what they do, they're getting them in. So might as well take one from out there.
So 6:43 left to go. The lead is now 7-2 for the Creighton Blue Jays. As it's going to be over to Kubicek. Kubicek pressured off the puck there by Zadakis. Poked out by Gerber. Now Vitullo. Able to pressure Altier off the puck, and a nice block there by Zadakis. As it's Altier. Now Vitullo. Able to draw a penalty there, and an elbow called. Over to Feeney, back to Dusso. The two will play catch before Dusso has it. He shoots one through traffic, tipped up front there by Medina and picked up by Brown under the net. This is going to be Siddons. C curls around to Dusso. Now to Roberts. Back to Dusso. Roberts, a one-time shot and a save made by Calderon.
Yeah, great save there by Calderon, getting a stop to that one.
So Siddons with it. So he passes it under the net. Medina up front shooting one, and it's loose in the crease, and Creighton able to clear this one out of the zone. So it'll be picked up by Duso. 5:18 left to go, period number 2. Is this going to be Siddons with it? Siddons will swoop over to the left side. As Creighton clears it out, right to the tape of Feeney, it'll be Roberts with it. A backhand pass connects with Siddons. Siddons moving in over to Feeney. His shot missing the net there. As it'll be over to Medina. Back to Duso. Now over to Roberts to do so again. A wrister through the point. Medina poking for a rebound and a stoppage here with 4:38.
Yeah, just 37 seconds left on this power play. Kansas needs to try to get something here, try to get back into this game down 5.
The face-off win over to Duso. Duso at the blue line. His wrister gloved out of the air by Calderon. And then another face-off win to Duso. Turned it right over. As it'll be skated out of the zone by Anderson. Anderson shoots one. Glove saved by Miles. And a whistle here. So right off the face-off, another Creighton shot and a save by Miles. So we just get a whistle about 2 or 3 seconds after. Siddons wanted back to do so. Now Duso will walk it up. He tries a shot. Calderon made the save and a stoppage with 3:57 left to go.
And the Jayhawk power play has just ended, so another successful penalty kill in this one.
So the Jayhawks down by 5 in period number 2. Could really use an answer here to regain any form of life. As it'll be Walsh redirecting it. Altier picking it up. He'll send it across to Abbott. Abbott trying to find it to Kubicek. As Kubicek will saucer it over to Abbott. Abbott, the head man, up over to Middleton, who found it to Altier. Altier in the corner, poked off by Van Heerden. Van Heerden able to back in at the Friedhoff, who found it over to Vitullo. Now Vitullo wrist one in. Turned aside by Calderon's glove, who got it up to Altier. To Kubicek. Back to Altier. Altier, shot blocked by Walsh. Now Middleton. She's going to curl around. Middleton to the point. To Fag, a shot through traffic. Hit the pad of Miles, and it'll be Van Heerden using the boards or the glass to get it out over to Friedhoff. And the puck lofted up into the air. Picked up by Cole Walsh. Off the boards, trying to get it over to Gerber. Is this going to be poked into the zone by Carney? Now Fantoni with it. Fantoni, shot one, hit a stick up front. It'll be wrapped around the boards over to Kubicek. Kubicek try to get it out. Van Heerden now off the boards, able to at least clear it away as it's over to Carney. Carney, his backhand pass into the floor. Fantoni slaps one from an odd angle. It'll ride the boards around. And Carney back on it. He tries to backhand it. Holding the line, Carney unable to. So you just had to play it from his feet. Now Zadakis able to break that one up. Had it at his feet. He blocked a shot with his back turned as it just hit the back of his legs. Now Zadakis with it again. Making a fancy move there. Got the puck up over to Carney. Carney's headman pass into the floor. Fantoni. Tony will race for it, but instead it'll go the length floor and icing. And the stoppage comes with 1:52 left to go. Shot through traffic, missing the net there. On it is Pino. Pino getting it to Van Heerden. A shot by Hogan. Hits the back of the net. As there's a pass up over to Brace. He couldn't get control as it's Hogan with it again. As it's wrapped around. Over to Hogan. As it's now Breyer on the puck for the Jayhawks. There's a battle in the corner. Siddons trying to use the boards there to get a pass going. As Siddons will pick it up again. As it's back to Carney. Breyer trying to get it out. Now Lotcher with it. Over to Pino. Pino in the deep slot. He'll curl around. Pino had his pass intercepted by Carney as Carney was battling for it. Got it into the zone, but the Blue Jays get it right back out. Siddons tried to get a headman pass up to Feeney. Feeney lost his footing, and it's an icing call with 24.3 seconds left to go. So a shot kicked aside there by Miles. Reeser on the rebound as it's picked up by Siddons behind the net. Over to Medina. Medina up over to Feeney. Feeney on the left side. Shoots, missing the net there as it's wrapped around. It'll be picked up there by Schwab. Siddons taking it away, and the Jayhawks are offside. And that comes with 4 seconds left. So off the face-off, it's Medina with it. And that'll do things for period number 2. Creighton heads off with a 7-2 lead. We'll be back in just a little bit for period number 3. Back in action for period number 3. Kansas down by 5. Feeling a little fired up, though, after the Kansas football win. They pulled off the upset, so who says that the Jayhawks can't pull this one off?
Yeah, we'll see. It's a huge deficit to climb out of, but I'm confident Jayhawks can do it.
And right away, the Jayhawks dump it in. As it's sent over to Brown. Brown up over to Middleton. Now taken away by Feeney. Unable to hold the line with Medina, but it's dumped back in by Duso. And then quickly taken by the Blue Jays as Pino will try to drag around as it's thrown to the corner. As it's backhanded out, dumped down, chasing after is going to be Brown. Now Siddons on it. Sees pressured in the corner, gets some help from Gerber, but Middleton will take it away. As this is going to be skated in by Middleton. So he's going to curl back under the net. Siddons takes it away. Now Siddons. On the right side, gets knocked down. As it's Schwab with it. Schwab. To Hogan. To Lotcher. As it's Gerber with it. Friedhoff able to at least poke it away, but Creighton gets it right back as it's going to be Lotcher. Poked off the puck there. Now Zadakis has it. Makes a move around one man. Zadakis is going to carry it into the zone. On the left side, makes another move. Shot on net. Calderon made the save there. And a stoppage with 18:07 left to go. So that was a beautiful entry there by Zadakis. But Calderon just standing tall, keeping him off the board.
Yeah, it's the kind of plays KU's going to have to make if they want to get back in this one.
As the face-off is won by the Jayhawks. Sent back behind the net over to Abbott. Over to Zadakis, trying to knock it down out of the air. As Zadakis has it, he'll dump it into the zone. Calderon trying to settle it. It's going to be sent over to Lotcher. Gerber able to chip it back in. But the Blue Jays get it right back out. Dumped all the way back down north. Gerber picking it up behind the Kansas net. Gerber off the board, trying to find it over to Zadakis. Almost a self-pass, but instead it's over to Fantoni. Fantoni off the boards. Gerber picks it up. Now Gerber curls around. Getting it up over to, I believe that was Duso, or Breyer instead. Now Breyer along the boards. The linesman in the way. As it's going to be thrown to the corner. Now Anderson on it. Getting pressured there by Breyer. Fantoni with a nice hit on number 23, that's Fade. As it's dumped in, Abbott around over to Anderson. Sends it up over to Cook, and a big hit there by Barker. As that gets the puck over to Fantoni. Now Fantoni off the boards, trying to get it out. Over to Van Heerden, lost his stick there. As it's going to be sent in and an icing on the Blue Jays. As that comes with 16:38 left. As face-off won by the Jayhawks. As it's Feeney trying to get it over to Siddons. Got it to Walsh. Across to Van Heerden. The wrister going over the net there, but it's going to be held in by Walsh. Play to the corner. As it's back to the tape of Siddons. Thrown to the corner again. This time it'll be Medina on it. Medina able to get it to Feeney. Feeney to Van Heerden. Shot tipped up front. Now Medina pokes it away as he's able to throw it to the corner. Now Reeser on it. Had it poked away. Now Abbott gets it to Anderson, and Anderson will skate it out of the zone. As it's thrown to the corner, Anderson still on it. Nice stick lift by Walsh, frees the puck up. Over to Siddons, who's going to try to get it to Medina. Now Medina's going to walk in to Siddons. Shoots on the backhand save made by Calderon. And the Blue Jays able to get it away. Anderson lost control, a backhand pass over to Schugel. Now Schugel on the right side. Drops it back to Hingsberger. That's poked off. Kubicek with a shot, missing the net there. Then it'll wrap its way around over to Gerber, and Gerber's going to pick it up. He's going to move in on the left side. He throws a shot on net. Calderon coughed it right up over to Pino. Pino's pass over to Middleton connects to Kubicek. Kubicek up on the left side. That's going to wrap around over to Middleton. As the Jayhawks get it out of the zone again, it's going to be Gerber on the right side. Shoots one off the shoulder of Calderon and out of play. So this face-off won by the Blue Jays. Schugel wrapping it around over to Pino. Off the boards up to Kubicek. Kubicek getting it out of the zone, and it's going to go all the way down for an icing with 14:34 left to go. So the face-off won by the Jayhawks. Zadakis unable to hold the line as Hingsberger was able to get it out of the zone on the left side. Hingsberger tries a toe drag move around Breyer and a big open ice hit. And that gets some life going for the Jayhawks. As it's going to be off the boards, up over to Breyer. Gets hauled down, and that penalty will be called. And the Kansas power play will head out.
A big opportunity to make a big momentum swing here for Kansas. With 14 minutes left, if you want to overcome this 5-goal deficit, you got to get on the board soon. And I think that's exactly what the Jayhawks are going to look to do here with this power play.
So right off the face-off, it's back over to the team captain. He throws it to Medina under the goal line, over to Feeney. Feeney waits to Roberts, now to Dusso. Feeney again. Feeney shoots one as it just trickles around the glass, and Roberts will find it over to Medina. As Medina waits, he'll curl around the net. Finding it to Dusso. Dusso, the captain, wrists one, and a save made by Calderon. So off the face-off, it's wristed by Brown, held in by Dusso, and he'll get it to Feeney. Feeney back to Dusso. To Feeney again. Push to the corner. Now back to the point, over to Dusso. Now to Roberts, to Feeney. Feeney tries to wrist one there, that's blocked. Now Dusso has it. Over to Feeney. Shooting one and a save by Calderon. Over to Feeney to do so. Do so to Medina. Medina waiting. He's going to draw it up over to the face-off dot, dropping it back to Feeney. Feeney tries to get it to Medina again. And Pino will dump it down. This is picked up by Siddons.
Penalty kill by the Blue Jays has been perfect so far, and it doesn't look like they're letting up here even with the 5-goal lead.
So right off the hop, it looked like Siddons walked it in, but the Blue Jays poke it right back out as Roberts will wrap it around the boards over to Feeney. As there's a battle along the boards, Anderson was sheltering it, but the Jayhawks get over to do so to Roberts, a one-time shot, and Calderon making another save. So 12:30 left to go. 7-2 still the score.
Yeah, situation's starting to look dire for the Jayhawks. They got to find a way to get on the board.
Medina to take the draw. He was able to get it over to Gerber, who found it to Siddons. Now Siddons will patiently wait. Saucer pass to Roberts. Roberts will wrist one, and a glove save by Calderon gets us another stoppage.
Yeah, Jayhawks not really having time to be patient there. They only had 15 seconds left in the power play. That's now down to 7. They got to try to get something here and capitalize.
So Siddons with it at the top of the circle, try to saucer pass over to do so, and they fan on it as Medina had it. Now Pino, he'll curl around the net. He's met both by Siddons and Gerber, but the Blue Jays clear it down up to Hingsberger. As it's wrapped around the boards, picked up by Siddons. Now Kubicek, he'll throw it around. It's a nice interception there by Gerber. Up down on the left side. Throwing it in behind the net. As it's thrown back over to Kubicek. Kubicek pressured by Medina, but he's able to get the puck out of the zone as it's going to be Pino with it. Pino now forced to the corner off the back door. And the Blue Jays score. And it is now 8-2.
Yeah, Kansas's chances looking slimmer and slimmer as the seconds tick by. Now down 6 with 11:25. It's going to be almost impossible to climb out of this one.
So off the face-off, Kansas dumps it down, but the Blue Jays take it away as it's going to be over to Cook. Cook tries to wrist one, and into the netting it goes. As it's going to be Vitullo with it. Over to Gerber. Now Gerber to Vitullo, poked off the puck there. And it's going to be Abbott helping get it out. Over to Reeser. Stripped away. Sent over to Walsh. Now Walsh behind his own net. Off the boards, held in by Brown. But the Jayhawks get it back out as it's a headman pass up to Gerber. Gerber winds up a shot blocked by Abbott. And he's feeling that one. As the puck is wrapped around over to Cook. Now Breyer picks it up. And Breyer will drive it right to the glove of Calderon. So play stops with 10:29 left to go. And it looks like the clock will be running.
I think the key difference here between these two games has been between these two teams has been defensive play. You know, Creighton's defensive sets have been playing out of their mind, and I think that's what's led to such a huge lead.
So running clock here with 10 minutes left to go as Creighton clears it out. It's going to be Anderson with it behind his own net. He'll wrap it around over to Schugel. Back to Hogan. And the backhand pass over to Schwab. Thrown in. Zadakis now battling behind his own net. He's just going to be sent up over to Barker. As this Fantoni carrying it in. Fantoni takes a big hit by Anderson. This is going to be Barker with it now to Breyer. Breyer trying to wrist one from the blue line, and it'll be skated out by Schwab. And a stoppage here, as we're just now under 9 minutes left to go. Now Dusso has it. Thrown to the corner. Anderson on the puck, hit by Medina. Now Medina with it, he gets knocked down. Cops the puck up over to Anderson. As it's chipped out. Sent up over to Feeney. Over to Siddons. Siddons makes a nice move moving in. Waits. Poked off the puck there by a Lotcher, but Medina poking it right back. Anderson now for the Blue Jays, pressured in the corner by Siddons, and then Medina. Now Feeney with it. Gets it back to Medina, as Medina has it behind the Creighton net. And now Siddons with it to Feeney. As that's coughed out of the zone, 7:45 left to go. Saucered over. Dusso now. Dumps it in. Anderson gets it right back out over to Pino. As it's backhanded out of play. So a face-off win by the Jayhawks, as they'll start play from back behind their own net. As it's sent up to Gerber. Gerber's going to walk it into the zone. Throws one on net. Calderon kicking it away. Now Brown with it. Poked off by Friedhoff. Friedhoff battling in the corner for it. As Gerber took it away. Is now Kubicek on the right side. Stops, he waits. Shots tipped up high, not into the netting, so play will go on. 6:14 left to go. 8-2 still the score. So another stoppage as the clock here in the arena has just gotten below 6 minutes. A shot there by Brown, blocked up front. Now Gerber able to get it out of the zone. He tried a backhand pass up over to Friedhoff as it's sent over to Brown. Now to Van Heerden. This is dumped in. And an icing call. As we're just now under about 5 minutes to go. A shot blocked up front there, and then a stoppage here, as it looks like the net might be knocked off. As it's in all the way back down, and another icing call here. We're just now under the 4-minute mark. 3:50 left to go. 8-2 still the score. As Gray freezes the puck there. So it's going to be picked up by Carney. He's going to skate it in. He'll throw one right to the glove of Calderon, and a stoppage with 3:12 left to go. As it's tipped into the zone by Breyer.
The shot numbers are about even here in this game. KU's had 24, Creighton's had 26. The big difference in the score for me is just how skilled around the net Creighton has been on both sides.
As it's Carney slapping it across to Zadakis, who's going to walk in on the backhand, knock down off the puck, and the Blue Jays send it out. Kansas will dump it back in. Calderon will leave it for Anderson. Anderson will skate it up, as it's going to be on the right side. Anderson wrapping it around, shooting one, turned aside by Gray. Medina trying to get it out of the zone. And it's going to be a breakaway for Feeney, but it's going to be caught up to by Faig, and he tried to spin around backhand shot and send it right out of the zone, and the Blue Jays will chip it in. Now Roberts. Got it up over to Siddons. Siddons on the right side. He'll cut towards center before swinging a little bit to the left. Siddons on the backhand, and a save by Calderon. And that stoppage coming with just about a minute left to go. So Roberts wrists one from the point. Held onto again by Calderon. So Siddons with it, trying to wrist one in. As it's sent back behind the net, Anderson with it. He'll chip it out of the zone. Back on it's going to be Duso. Headman up over to Feeney. Skated in by Hogan. So he'll take a shot, turned aside by Gray. Roberts will have it in the corner. He'll backhand it over to Schugel. Schugel's going to walk it in. And that'll do things here today from Independence Community Ice. Creighton will take this one 8-2 and split the weekend again.
Yeah, just a dominant showing from Creighton, start to finish. It felt like they won most of the face-offs. Whenever there was a battle for the puck, it felt like they won. And just the defensive showing from Creighton was incredible, staving off many Jayhawk attempts.
Absolutely, and it was just a strong bounce-back game by the Blue Jays, and we'll go ahead and wrap things up here. Again, Gabe Daniel joined alongside Jaden Ginsweider. Creighton takes this one 8-2. The Jayhawks will be back in action next weekend, or next Friday rather, as they have 2 games on one day, as there will be a college hockey showcase down in Wichita. Until then, I will see you guys next weekend. Thanks for tuning in.